Coming up next, it's the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Miami Heat. And that's all for now. Time to hand it over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'll be back with more at halftime.
And there, a bit earlier, the Heat getting mentally and physically ready. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And joining us a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Lakers, Nash and Bryant in the backcourt. And holding down the middle out of Central Michigan University, the skilled and ambidextrous 7-footer, Chris Heeman. Then there's Nick Young, and it's Gasol at the power forward. And for the Heat, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. And it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the power forward position.
You know, one of the things about the Heat, since the Big Three has come together, is that they've been able to find the right kinds of veteran players to step in and fill specific roles for this team as they've won a couple of championships now.
And it's easy to have players want to join the Heat when they're competing for an NBA title every season. But, Steve, even then, they find the ones that most fit their offensive and defensive philosophy, and that's when they're going to come up big for them.
Yeah, for sure. This team has done such a good job putting together this roster around LeBron and Wade. You think about Birdman in the playoffs last year, Battier coming in here as a stretch four. They've just found the right players and the right mix, and that's one of the big reasons why this team is back-to-back NBA champs. They get the first bucket of the game there.
And I think it's going to be a good one.
Kobe against Wade. Backing down is Bryant. Here's Young. Back to Kobe. 5 on the clock. Young outside. And stolen by LeBron. Here we go. 1-on-1. Wade kicks to LeBron. Gets the bucket.
But the drive to the bucket was nice. But how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
On defense, Miami. 4-point game. Young outside. Kicks it to Kobe. Haslam's there. Bryant. No luck. And Miami the other way now.
Last year, Kobe Bryant became the youngest player ever to get to 30,000 points in an NBA career. What an accomplishment. It just goes to show what a special talent he has been ever since he arrived in this league.
Now, here's Nash after LeBron James's miss. 1-on-1 here. Bosh kicks to Wade. Chris Kaman pulls it in. On defense, Miami. Nash gets a screen from Gasol. Nash, the pass to Young. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And, Steve, you talk about Kobe with 30,000 points. He's one of 5 players, certainly in NBA history, to score that many in a career. And, Clark, when you think about Kobe and the landscape of the NBA, all the great players they've had, truly amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And part of me wants to think that if he really wanted the all-time scoring crown, he might be able to get there. But for him, as he said, it's all about rings and playing at the highest level. You know, there are a number of things that went wrong for the Lakers, and a lot of it led to them being a poor team on the road. They just didn't look like they were on the same page whenever they played away from Staples.
Boy, we just battled through that initial impact and somehow willed it in.
Excellent concentration. That's what you like to see.
Back to the Lakers and their play on the road. It wasn't for their lack of scoring. They would put up just about as many on the road as they would at home. Steve, it's just that they wouldn't get the stops. The defense wasn't what they needed for road wins.
Well, if you're going to win on the road, Kevin, you have to get stops. And the Lakers didn't do that. And, you know, you think about this year without Dwight Howard now, that defense is only going to get worse. So I would look for the road to be a major issue this year for the Lakers.
For Miami, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Haslam, a screen on Kobe. And it's Wade penetrating. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older, when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you. And that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
And he makes the first. And, Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the fourth time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And, Kevin, he led all shooting guards in player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak truth. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
Lakers still pursuing another title, but it would be a real shock if that were to come this year. A lot of age and injury on this team. They lose Dwight Howard. This is a club that just doesn't have enough athleticism and speed to contend for a title.
The dish to Nash. For 3. No good. And Miami the other way now. LeBron with it. Picked up by Kobe. The shot's good from LeBron. LeBron's got his second bucket of the game to go. Now back to the Lakers. Clark, you think they're too old? Is this a team that needs to rebuild?
Not yet, Kevin. The saying is young doesn't win in the NBA. I think for them, health and chemistry are the most important factors. Also, I think this is a franchise that has shown it can make a home run deal, like acquiring Pau Gasol in 2007. Got 2 titles out of that move. I think they'll look to add some youth through their bench and restructure the personnel a bit. They'll position themselves for another run, perhaps.
Kobe with the steal. Nash outside. Gasol setting the pick for Nash. Young outside.
Come get it, come get it. Come.
Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And the Lakers with another miss.
Boy, that was way behind the line. Now, he can make that at times.
He certainly is one of the guys that can actually do it from there.
Here's LeBron. There's the bucket. Good. LeBron's got 6.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
You got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out on the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Lakers trailed by 10. Nash with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. On the wing, Kobe. Wade is covering. Young for 3. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically, no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Chalmers dishes to Wade. Wade gets a screen from Bosch. Wade outside. Back to Chalmers. Passes it to Wade. Let's go. And it's Miami with another.
Kevin, he's got such a great focus as a shooter. He's a very frustrating player to guard because unless you actually block his shot, you are not going to get in his head and affect him.
And he's also one of those guys who just seems to be able to take it up a few notches when there's a game to be won late in the fourth quarter. In other words, he's at his best at winning time.
Gasol, no good.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Now the feed to Haslam. Takes it from 10. And another basket for Miami.
They're allowing a sky-high field goal percentage. That won't get it.
Not at all. They've been able to score with ease.
And here's Kobe. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
It seems to me Nick Young is the perfect guy to have coming off the bench because he's a volume shooter and scorer who can get hot in a hurry. But I think his best role is to play him kind of in a Jamal Crawford type role.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for the Lakers. Going back to Nick Young, Clark, mostly a scorer.
He sure is, Kevin, an athletic 6'7" wing. I don't think there's any reason he can't be a plus rebounder and defender, but it's clear that his focus primarily has been on the offensive end.
Now here's LeBron. He has 6. Bosh, a screen on Kobe. Wade kicks to Bosh. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, Miami went to that smaller lineup last season, and a big change in that was having Chris Bosh move over to the 5 spot. Not his natural position, but I thought he held his own both offensively and defensively playing in the middle.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Bosh playing the center, Steve, he's giving up some weight out there.
But he's a very smart defender. He avoids fouls. And, the way the league is these days, Kevin, most teams play smaller. And Bosh can normally find a center that he can guard without too much trouble. But there are a few matchups around the league that are a problem.
Well, they got the speed and the pressure of that Miami defense. You think they're able to compensate for any lack of size inside by using those other things?
Yeah, that's normally the case against, I would say, the vast majority of the league. But the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
When talking about who they'll be most concerned with on the other side, he laughed a little and asked, "You mean other than Kobe?" He said that it's an almost futile effort to try and slow Kobe because he can score in so many different ways, saying, really, all we can try and do is prevent him from getting into a rhythm and try to force him into tough shots. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. He dishes it to Nash. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Nash has got his first points in this one. The Heat leading by 7. He feeds it to Battier. Pass to Chalmers. Outside Bosh. LeBron. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Wade with it. He's picked up by Hill. Launches it. Ejected by Young. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And Los Angeles with some changes. Wesley Johnson's checked in for Young. Blake comes in for Kobe. And it's Farmar in for Steve Nash. Lakers trail by 7. Farmar passes it to Hill. Blake. He kicks it to Johnson. Battier with the steal. Here's Cole. Cole off the pick from Battier. Allen, a screen on Johnson. The 3 from LeBron. Another miss by LeBron.
They've been beating this club to a lot of loose balls and rebounds here early on.
Love the work ethic they've come out of the locker room with.
Now here's Johnson. Now the pass to Hill. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Hill's got his second basket.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
LeBron dishes to Cole. Cole off the pick from James. Anderson right side. LeBron outside. Shot clock at 5. And the shot is good. LeBron's got 10 points.
He's never going to pass up on a chance like that. Even with just a sliver of daylight, this guy can get to the rim.
Only 3 teams in the entire Eastern Conference had a better than 500 record against the West, and no surprise the Heat were one of those 3, and they were dominant against Western Conference opponents all year long.
Hill, no good.
You can see how much the defense respects him. I mean, they were all over him on that look.
Gasol with the steal. Hill drives in, uses both hands to slam it down.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively, ready to react and make a play.
Here's Battier after the basket by Los Angeles. Here's Anderson, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Well, they've settled into their offense very quickly here today.
Yeah, they're zoned in, making the most out of their possessions here.
Here's Farmar, defended by Cole. Johnson kicks to Hill. Back to Johnson. Feeds it to Farmar. He passes to Johnson. Drops in the tray. Johnson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Mark, adding on to what you were saying about the Heat versus the West, they ended up 25-5, which is incredible, Steve, given how many tough teams that are in the Western Conference.
It's amazing, Kevin. They had a better record against the West than they did against the East in terms of their winning percentage. So I think that speaks to just how motivated Miami was when they went out on the road to the West in particular to really show everybody how good they were.
Allen passes to LeBron. Guarded by Blake. LeBron kicks to Cole. Back to LeBron. Allen for 3. And that one's good. And the Heat lead by 7.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
And the Lakers call time here. Lakers trail by 7. Gasol a screen. Farmar kicks to Hill. Dishes to Farmar. Just 5 to shoot. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Cole.
Steve, they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, it's impressive, too. Clark's already gotten them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
Allen for 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Now Farmar. 50 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Doubled by Cole. Johnson dishes to Farmar. Back to Johnson from the arc, and that one's good. Johnson's got 6 points.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that 3.
LeBron passes to Cole. Back to LeBron. Kicks it to Cole. Pass to LeBron. From deep three-point range, and Chris Anderson picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Well, that's an aggressive play, trying to get that rebound. Maybe a little too aggressive.
And it was totally unnecessary, Steve. He was in no position to get to that ball. He should have just conceded.
Here's Farmar. The dish now to Kaman. Three-pointer. He nailed the buzzer beater.
Right between the eyes is how you would say it, Kevin. Fearless. What a tremendous play with the pressure at its absolute height.
Phenomenal.
I'll tell you what, some players just live for the big moments, guys. Clearly, he is one of them.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Heat lead by 1. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And we welcome be back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Miami.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And I like the physical play we're seeing, too, because this is a club that's really pounding the paint area and scoring inside.
Here's Farmar. In low to Hill. And a great assist by Farmar as that one goes in. Farmar's got 3 assists in the game. Cole off the pick from Haslam. And the foul on Chris Kaman. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Allen outside. Passes to Cole. LeBron. Johnson's there. 5 to shoot. LeBron kicks to Cole. His first shot coming late. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. They get Steve Blake.
You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The big three came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out.
And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all have options in their contracts to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And, Steve, you have to think that at least 1 or 2 of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster.
Here's Farmar. Doubled by Cole. Johnson, that's for 2. They grab their own miss. Here's Kaman. Here's Hill. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Hi, guys. Well, LeBron James' game is so well-rounded, you might forget that he led the league in scoring back in 2008. He said, I've done that before. I'm capable of doing it, but that's not my job here. My job is to do a lot of everything, rebounding, passing, and defending. Guys, his versatility and completeness as a basketball player is what makes him so incredible to watch.
He can do it all, Doris. Pass, shoot, special talent.
You know, Shane Battier was such a great addition for this Heat team. Really a coach on the floor. And since they added him to the mix, guys, guess what? 2 straight championships.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 10. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Steve, you look at Shane Battier, his ability to cross-match and guard 4s down low is one of the keys that enabled the Heat to go small, especially 2 years ago when they were in the finals.
Yeah, and in the regular season last year, it was very successful for Miami. That's why they shot those 3s so well, because they had the floor spread. But Battier always willing to take on that challenge physically. The question, though, is when you go against a guy like David West or even Carlos Boozer, it gets tougher. And so in the playoffs, Miami has had to maybe go small a little bit less often.
He's a winner, though, isn't he?
No question.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
You know, last season, a lot of folks had the Lakers picked as the super team in the West, the team that would maybe challenge Miami and LeBron, but from the start, it just never was a cohesive group and really had one of the most disappointing seasons in the Lakers' history.
Farmar, no good.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
One of the great shooters in the history of the game. I mean, Ray Allen is just amazing with that deep range, incredible accuracy, and he can also put the ball on the deck a little bit once or twice, pull up jump shots, get to the foul line. Allen's just one of the most consistent scorers we've had in the game for a long time.
And he's rehearsed that motion for so long. It's automatic. I mean, it's something he can do in his sleep. He doesn't even think about the situation or the defender. He eyes his target and lets it fly.
Clark, as you said, the Lakers had a lot of lofty expectations put on them, but you never know what's going to happen when a team is put together. And Steve, they just couldn't reach that bar that was set so high for them.
Yeah, the expectations were so high, Kevin, but injury issues cost them all season long. Nash, Howard, Powell, and of course Kobe with the Achilles at the end of the year. And that unit only started 7 games all season together, so they never really were able to develop any chemistry.
Now here's Kobe. The feed to Johnson. Back to Kobe. Takes a 3. And again, no good by the Lakers.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass. That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Blake up top, defended by Allen. Here's Hill. Now here's LeBron. He's got 10. Haslam a screen on Hill. LeBron is doubled. Ray Allen is on the wing. He dishes it to Bosh. Kamen's there. Tries from 7. In deep, Bosh drops it in. Bosh has got 5.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Here's Blake. In low to Hill. Pass to Blake to stop the drought. LeBron grabs the miss. LeBron's got his 7th rebound here tonight. That is good. And now it's a 9-point Heat lead.
Well played right there, and you can feel the momentum changing.
I think this lead will continue to move upward unless something unforeseen happens.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Lakers ended up 17-13 against Eastern Conference teams last year, but that wasn't really a dominating effort. Certainly not what you would expect from a playoff team.
Nick Young's checked in for the Lakers. Nash comes in for Steve Blake. Kaman with the ball. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Kaman sets a screen for Nash. Back to Kaman. He feeds it to Nash. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. That's good. Going to make the playoffs in the West, you do need to have a record similar to that of the Lakers against the East. You know, Steve, no team that made the postseason in the West had a record below 500. So the Lakers took care of what they needed to.
Well, you know what's odd, Kevin, is that in the shortened season before, when the Lakers were the cream of the Pacific Division and everything was going well, they only went 500 against the East. So, if they want to bounce back this season, they'll need to not give away games and make sure they keep their out-of-conference record better than 500.
Here's Kaman following the basket by Chris Bosh. Young dishes to Kaman. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Kaman's got his first 2 points. The Heat leading by 6. And here is Chalmers. He kicks it to Allen. Six to shoot. Wade against Kaman. Wade gets the bucket. Wade's got 6 points.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, just piling up points in the paint.
And the Lakers making a change here. Gasol's checked in. And it's Miami's ball. They're on a 14-5 run. Wade kicks to LeBron. And there's the pass to Chalmers. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
Looked like some miscommunication there offensively. Those guys were not on the same page.
Chris Kaman's checked in for Jordan Hill. Lakers trailed by 8. Nash outside. Nash right side. Young outside. Misses the three.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, one or two more of those and this lead will be double digits. That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Now here's Nash after Dwayne Wade's miss. Nash kicks to Young. 6 on the shot clock. Nash goes up on the wing. Uses the glass that time, and it's good.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
Yeah, and guys, I think he feels like he can make a few improvements during this timeout. Just kind of make a couple of adjustments, get his club back on track.
You know, coaches are always tweaking and tinkering with things mid-game. Actually, sometimes they overdo it.
Miami leading by 6. Wade outside. Working on Bryant. A fadeaway. Wade, good. Wade's got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available.
Now here's Kaman. Feeds to Nash. Shot clock at 6. Young outside. From deep. Can't hit. Now the Heat take it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points.
Hey, last season, Chalmers missed a game-winning shot. That happens to a lot of guys in this league, but what he did the next game is of note. He made 10 threes, and arguably his best game ever, as he set a Miami Heat team record for makes beyond the arc.
Well, you got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Chalmers against Nash. Young. He passes to Gasol. Tries again, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on LeBron James.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know what's going to happen. They sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
Los Angeles shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And he knocks down the first one. And Mario Chalmers grew up in Alaska. Not too many NBA players hailing from up there, taken with the 34th pick back in 08.
He's played his entire career with the Heat, and really it was a perfect situation for him when LeBron arrived because he's a kind of a combo guard. He plays the point, but he's an excellent spot-up shooter. So he can play off of LeBron and Wade quite well.
Both free throws good from Gasol.
Well, Miami stormed through the regular season and were viewed as the clear-cut favorites to come out of the East, but it was not as easy as expected. After sweeping Milwaukee, the Bulls gave them a scare. Then the Pacers really took them deep, all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, gentlemen. Well, part of the Lakers' struggles last year was that they were constructed like an all-star team. Coach Mike D'Antoni said, quote, "Have you ever watched an all-star game? It's god-awful because everybody gets the ball, they go one-on-one, and then they play no defense. That's our team. That's us." Having a pecking order with all their big players was something he wanted to instill on their Lakers roster. We'll see if they can do a better job of adhering to that this time around, guys.
Well, that's the rub, isn't it? That's the balancing act, isn't it, Doris? Share the ball, but get it into the hands of your scorers. Now here's Allen. 5 points in the game. LeBron, no luck. And for the Heat, the Pacers were their first real test, it seemed, and they had to survive a win or go home against them. It almost seemed, Clark, to take away any momentum they might have had when they went up against the Spurs in the finals.
You know, it's interesting. When I think of momentum in the playoffs, it doesn't carry over from game to game or series to series. I think each game, Kevin, is really an entity in and of itself. That said, Miami found a way, despite being pushed by the Pacers and being pushed by the Spurs, both to Game 7. It came down to LeBron James's brilliance, but also the hot shooting of a complimentary role-playing winner, Shane Battier.
And Kobe drops them both.
Guys, for Kobe Bryant last season, you talk about adversity. I mean, the coaching change, the team struggle, and finally, once they started to get back on track right at the end of the season, he tears his Achilles tendon. Tough break.
Now, here's LeBron. He's got 12. This is DeChalmers. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Chalmers has got his first bucket in this one.
Kevin, he does a great job of moving without the ball. And he gets a lot of good looks because of that movement. And as long as his teammates are setting screens and looking for him, he can be lethal from the outside.
And that is the key, Steve. But his release in those catch-and-shoot moments is also terrific.
And for Kobe Bryant, the completely torn Achilles tendon. You wonder if his big minutes contributed. At age 34, he was second in the league, for instance, in minutes played. He averaged almost 46 minutes a game in the 7 games leading up to the injury. And this is a guy that when he is on the floor, high torque at all times.
Well, there's no evidence that playing all those minutes led to the injury. We know that the Lakers were in a huge battle for a playoff spot, so it's easy to see why the coaching staff decided to ride him like that. But it does make you wonder, at his age, you know, was that just too much for him?
And that one falls for Bosh. A different look for Miami. Chris Anderson has checked in for LeBron. And Shane Battier subbed in for Ray Allen. And so Bosh nails both of them. Lakers trail by 10. Here's Kobe. He has 5. On its way from Young for 2. And the rebound goes to Anderson.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Chalmers passes to Bosh. Kamen's there. Out to Wade. Clock at 6. From 10 feet out. Here's Bosh. Kaman with the defensive effort.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Young left side. Again, Young missing.
And this has not been a quarter for him to remember.
Yeah, it sure hasn't, Steve. I mean, he's been doing his invisible man impersonation here, hasn't he?
Now, here's Wade. 10 points for him.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Shot by Young. Again, Young missing.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Bosh, a screen on Kobe. Battier outside. Kicks it to Chalmers. Elbow shot. Goes back up. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So we've got a couple of free throws coming up. The Lakers making a switch here. The Heat have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line. That free throw good from Anderson. 8 seconds left to play in the first half. And Young kicks to Kobe. Fades. And that's not going to go. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Heat out front. They lead by 13. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Now, presented by Sprint. Good afternoon. Let's get the first half breakdown underway. Miami up on top against the Lakers. They've been relentless attacking the rim, dominating in points in the paint, and the bodies down low have been banging away. The leading scorer, LeBron James. He's got 12 points, has been stellar in both rebounding and defense as well. For the Lakers, though, not the same story. They've given up a ton of offensive rebounds, just not putting forth enough effort to clean the glass. Kobe, he's off to a rough start. His shot has been hitting everything but the net. Just hasn't found the mark. And we'll be heading back to the court for the rest of our coverage as we go to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
Checking out the game LeBron is having, he has 12 points and also a block shot. I'll tell you what, he's made his mark on this game in so many ways, guys.
Yeah, just on the strength of his defense alone, he would have stood out, but his offense has been outstanding as well.
And you know, guys, Nash's workout regimen is the stuff of legends. At his age, he's in as good a condition as most second or third year players in the league. Still highly productive at 39 years old.
And going back to Nash in his great condition, you watch it firsthand, Steve, and you have to wonder just how long, even with all those great techniques of getting his body ready to go, how long he's going to be able to play.
Well, last season, remember, he broke the bone in his leg that set him back. In fact, he missed in most games he'd missed in 14 years. Normally been very durable. So, you know, Father Time, as they say, is undefeated, Kevin, and it's catching up with him.
And he makes both free throws.
You know, it's interesting. Part of the reason Nash struggled getting used to playing with the Lakers is because he was always the guy making the offense go. The offense ran through him with his prior teams. You know, at one point in his career, Nash was known more for his shooting than anything else. An interesting turnabout in his career.
Wade gets the bucket. Wade's got 12 in the game. Lakers trailed by 13. Outside, Kobe. Pass to Kaman. Clock at 4. Back to Kobe. From deep. Gets it to go. He's got 8. And for Steve Nash, one of the great playmakers and pick-and-roll operators in league history. And, Steve, you think it makes sense for the Lakers to take him off the ball?
Well, it just depends on what the rest of the roster looks like. But last season, because they really didn't want to run their offense through their bigs inside, they forced the ball into Kobe Bryant's hands more. And Nash became more of a spot-up shooter as a result.
Here's Kobe after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Keenan sets a screen for Nash. Young, covered by LeBron. Nash gets a screen from Gasol. Bryant. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. 10 points for Kobe Bryant.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Haslam dishes to LeBron. Passes it to Bosh. Good on the shot. Bosh has got 13.
So much of what ailed the Lakers could be traced to the lack of defensive presence. And it really came to a head when Magic Johnson, one of the greatest Lakers of all time, called them out about looking to play Showtime offense while not paying attention to solid defense.
Here's Gasol following the basket by Chris Bosh. Can't hit the turnaround jumper. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Wade passes to Chalmers. Here's the dish to LeBron. up the baby hook. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And going back to what Clark said, they didn't actually try to run that much based on tempo, more than what they might have been used to, certainly, Steve. But the D was a concern in a major way.
Well, it was really more about teams running wild on them instead of the other way around. You look at the Laker personnel, big front line last year with Howard and Gasol. The transition defense wasn't quite there. You throw in the injuries. They were never able to find that balance between good offense and solid defense.
And both free throws good for LeBron.
Well, LeBron is far enough along now in his career where you can start to project some of his career stats, and they're staggering. I mean, he could end up the first player ever to end up with 30,000 points, 10,000 assists, and 10,000 rebounds. I mean, that's remarkable.
And the Lakers call time here. And when you talk about LeBron's ability to pile up stats, whether it's scoring, rebound, or passing, Clark, he can do it all.
He really can. He's dominant in every facet of the game, and you love his durability and his stamina. He is a stat sheet stuffer supreme, and that's the highest level of stat sheet stuffing you can have, and he's at the pinnacle of the peak.
Well said. Tipped away. Stolen by Chalmers. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. Misses from close range.
Well, still a great start to the half after hitting their first 3, even before that miss.
Kobe kicks to Nash. The feed now to Young. Back to Nash. 4 on the clock. Puts up a 3, and that one's good. Nash has got 9 points.
That's a weapon they've been allowed to use at will today, Steve.
I'll say the defense has been ineffective trying to run shooters off that three-point line.
And the Heat all-time Heat. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. The drive by Wade. He dishes it to Haslam. And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. Back to Chalmers. Shot clock at 6. Haslam, a screen on Nash. And the basket by Chalmers. And the Heat lead by 13.
A nice start to the second half. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
Nash against Chalmers. Kobe dishes to Young. And Wade sends it back. They get it back. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And that call gets an instant reaction from the fans.
Well, that's a whistle that did not go over very well.
And the Lakers making a change here. Hill's checked in. Now, here's Chalmers. And Young comes over to help. Wade with it. Guarded now by Nash. And here's Chalmers for 3. The Lakers with the rebound. Hill's got 6 rebounds in the game. And the action on hold, as it appears there's been an injury. Yep, he's definitely in a bad way out there right now. Tough to see.
Oh, boy, this is something you hate to see, Clark.
You know, it sure is. Injuries, though, are really an unfortunate part of the game. Inevitable at times. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
Pau Gasol has checked in for Jordan Hill. The Heat also changing it up. Chris Anderson has checked in for Bosh. And Shane Battier subbed in for LeBron. And here's Young from the arc. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Young's got 12 in the game. Miami leading by 10. Chalmers off the pick from Haslam. Shot denied. And they'll keep possession. LA has gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Nash, the pass to Keeman. Young puts the lead pass in front of him. Kobe's shot is off.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
Now here's Wade. 14 points for him. Defended by Nash. Wade kicks to Battier. A three-pointer, no good.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
He's got that right. I mean, he'll do it from three-point land or anywhere on the perimeter, really, because he is a deadly shooter. You've got to do a better job defensively.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
Another area where I think they've been really solid is their execution at the free throw line. They've really taken advantage.
Well, really the heart and soul of this Miami team in a lot of ways, Udonis Haslem, born and raised in Miami. He's played his entire decade-long career with the Heat and just a tough, hard-working guy and a locker room leader.
Now, here's Chalmers. After the miss from Young. Wade outside. Chalmers with the screen for Wade. Back to Chalmers. Here's Anderson. And another shot. Kaman with the defensive effort. Lakers trailed by 12. Pass to Young. Great D that time from Haslem. And back to Haslem. He helped lift the Florida Gators program back to prominence. Took them all the way to the NCAA championship game, playing at center of all positions.
But was really heavy back then at Florida. He had to lose a lot of weight before he was ready to play in the NBA. Went to Europe to play first. He's been the heart and soul of the Heat organization ever since.
Okay, time now for an injury report.
Guys, the head athletic trainer for the Lakers provided some information. Right now, he said it looks like a severely sprained ankle, something every player hates to hear. His night is over, and it remains to be seen just how long it will be until he can come back.
All right, Doris, thank you. And Steve and Clark, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
No, Kevin, it's, guys, it's really too bad. Just a terribly unfortunate turn of events here.
Well, yeah, you hate to see that happen. And in the meantime, his team now has to compensate for the loss. Let's see how they step up.
It's kind of easy to think the Heat will be a team that hurts you more in transition than behind the three-point line, but one of the strongest parts of this Heat team is their ability to hurt you from the arc.
Now here's Kobe. Back to Gasol. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. And it's 6 points for Pau Gasol. The Heat leading by 13, and back to the Heat. They shot 39% as a team from beyond the arc, which was only bested by the Golden State Warriors. And Steve helps when you have 5 players shooting over 40% from deep. I mean, that's just incredible. Those are Steve Kerr-like numbers.
Let's not get carried away here, Kevin. No, this is a team that's fun to watch, the way they stretch the floor and the driving lanes. But because of that floor spacing, it opens everything up for James and Wade.
And here is Los Angeles now after the Heat pick up 2. Doubled by Haslem. Chalmers. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And here are the Heat now. Now Wade. 14 points for him. Six on the shot clock. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
One thing with Wade that doesn't seem to be going away is his quickness off the dribble. He still has that devastating crossover. He may not be able to do it every night, but there are nights when he just looks like he's right in his prime.
The first one falls. And Wade has a number of elusive moves, Clark, getting into the lane. He get the spin, the Euro step, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
And the windmill crossover.
He's got it all. I mean, he's figured out how to get to that bucket, and I think the crossover is probably his custom move. Just as he changes directions, he swings the ball quickly over his head to the other side, avoiding the rip. And he makes it look so natural, you might think nothing of it. But youngsters around the league, go to school on that one. That's a heck of a move.
Now, here's Nash. He's got 9. Kamen kicks it over to Nash. Nash, left side. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's foul number 2 for him. Steve Blake's checked in for the Lakers. And stolen by LeBron. Cole dishes to Wade. He feeds it to Cole. Back to Wade. He kicks the Bosh. Just 5 on the clock. Wade trying his luck deep. That's good. Wade's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Three-point shot is a real weapon for them in the second half.
Yeah, they sure have gotten hot from out there.
Nash, the pass to Johnson. Back to Nash. And they get it from beyond the arc and then some. Nash has got 8 here in the quarter.
As long as they keep spraying them from deep, we're going to have ourselves one exciting finish.
Well, it took them a while, but they're finally starting to get some rhythm offensively on the outside.
Now here's Bosh. And another basket for Miami.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put an extra body on him, get some help when he barrels his way in close. He's such a good finisher. He needs more than one guy to defend him.
Here's Blake. The pass to Gasol. It's Nash with the drive. And that one goes